Good evening. My name is Matt Sheehan. I'm the principal for the P-Tech program, also the principal for the Center for Current Technical Excellence. First, I want to welcome all of you here by saying welcome. And more importantly, I would like to ask our seniors who will be joining us shortly through that back window to join you at your seats. Give it 1 second. I knew my timing was close. Seniors, would you like to join us? Good evening. You can see rehearsal really worked out well for us, a little of both. Seniors, you can now be seated. First, I want to start off with a few housekeeping items. For those of you at home, same as here, find your exits, find your bathrooms. For you guys, our exits, we have fire exits at the door here, and also just outside the door to my right, your left. Also, the bathrooms are out the same way, my right, your left, that you can go straight to the bathroom there at any time if you need to. For seniors, just a reminder of a couple of the procedures. If you're coming up on stage tonight, please come in from my left and come out from the right. At this time, before I start with my welcome, I would like to invite up Chris Cruz to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Chris? Yes, you can clap for Chris.
Please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. And the flag is over there. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You can be seated.
Great job, Chris. Another round of applause. I think I couldn't do it any better. I never bring papers on stage, and I brought a bunch today, and now I can't get to the one I was looking for. So, my name is Matt Sheehan. I'll be your Masters of Ceremony tonight. I also will be doing your welcome. I'd like to welcome you guys here, and I'd like to give a few thoughts to our seniors and our graduates from SUNY Broome at the same time, both of which we're recognizing today, and some of our award winners today. I would like to say to all of you, and first, I'm stealing this line 100% because I've been to a few graduations already. It is nice to be at a graduation with people back out there and not to be, last year it was on screens and recordings. It's nice to do it in person again. I'd also like to take a second to let everyone see our newest P-Tech family member, probably saw on our way in, Maisie the dog, who seems to be graduating also today and everywhere. For those of you graduating and moving on to the next step, so some of the seniors today said we should have called this a moving up ceremony, so you can call it what you want, but to those of you being recognized today, I want you to think about two things that you should be. One, proud. Either 4 years ago or 6 years ago, you made a decision to join P-Tech. 2% of the students in your grade in the Southern Tier made the same decision. So when you think about where you're at and what you've done, you should be proud of everything you've done and proud of the fact that you've accomplished that in such a crazy 16 months in terms of how education was run and what you were doing. And you're here today. I mean, you look around, you guys all know who started with you in your different years, who was there, and you being where you are now and finishing strong, you should be proud of that. And you should be proud of who you are, and your parents already are. Everyone in this room is already proud of you. So when you go forth in your next steps in life, be as proud as we are of yourself. Second, I'd say is you guys ever, if you're asked, the answer is yes, you have grit, you have resilience, you are able to take on a challenge and overcome it. As you think about who you are, I feel like I can say that every year to P-TECH students. I mean, P-TECH is not an easy program, not an easy thing to be successful in. And yet every year we have all these great stories. We're actually super excited. I'm going to do a little foreshadowing for you. Our keynote speaker tonight is a former graduate. We're getting to that point in our P-TECH program where we have people who are successful as they've left us. And the truth is, it's because you've learned to overcome all the obstacles and the different approaches that P-TECH brings to the table. And we want to tell you in advance, that is something they call grit or resiliency, and it gets you a long way in life. Nothing ever goes. They have hundreds of lines like, hang in there, or when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Nothing ever goes according to plan. I mean, I can give you an example. 4 minutes ago, we couldn't turn on the video. We had to figure it out, but that's what we do, and that's what you guys would do too. I've seen you in action. I've seen you overcome. So those are two things as you move forward, you want to say, I know I have these. Because you're going to face challenges. It doesn't matter if you're going on to SUNY Broome, you're going on to a job, going on to a 4-year school. There are going to be challenges that you're going to feel like you can't overcome. And honestly, when you look at someone else who did not finish a P-TECH program, you have the advantage. You already have overcome things they never could have. So you know that as you go forward. Last but not least, I would like to thank a few different people in the room and a few different organizations. I'd like to thank our board president, Ms. Sandy Rufo, who is here to join us tonight. Our district superintendent, Mr. Alan Bike. My direct boss, Mr. Tom McNair, the director of instructional programs. So now we're going to clap for the families because I want to thank all of you. If you didn't create wonderful children and raise them and bring them here, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing. So thank you to the families. For those of you at home who are in our school districts watching, thank you to all of our school districts for supporting this program and making it happen. Good. And next, thank you, Ms. Roach. Coach Roach always comes through for me. And then I got two last ones. One, thank you to the students. We wouldn't be here. We always say this. If it wasn't for students, we wouldn't do what we do. So thank you to guys for who you are and what we do. And it's real easy for me to stand up here and talk about how great P-TECH is because of the next group I want to thank. I want to thank our teachers. If you look around the room, if it wasn't for them, this wouldn't exist. They do lots and lots of different things to make it happen. So thank you to our teachers. All right, enough of me talking, and we'll move on to the part that everyone's excited for. We're going to do some of our awards and scholarships. I would like to invite up Mr. Brian Tolan, our computer science teacher, to give out the computer science award.
All right, since he has a long way to walk up here, I'd like to bring up Vincent Smith. So I'll start talking while he's walking up. I always have mixed emotions when Vincent decides. When I give out these awards, because I enjoy honoring my students, but I'm also don't like the fact I can't honor more than one because there's lots of different reasons why you want to honor a student. So it's always a difficult decision for me. And if you told me, and one of the reasons I chose Vincent is that if you told me a year and a half ago that I'd be giving him this award, I think I'd be very surprised. I always knew he had a lot of talent, but he wasn't always focused last year. The change I've seen in him over the 2 years I've taught him has been amazing. He's grown into a great young man. He's a true joy to have in class. He's made me brush up on my German, which is that he's learning by himself. He's learning German and Italian by himself on his own. He's shown me that Scratch is not just a simple beginning programming platform, but he's done some amazing programs in Scratch that I did not think was capable. He's taken like every single arcade game I know and created a Scratch version of it. So I'm very pleased and honored to give this award to Vincent Smith. And Vincent does like hardware. He told me he wanted a piece of hardware, so here it is. And I would like to introduce Matt Hamilton Jones, the engineering technology teacher, for the engineering award.
Gotta get that mask off. First, I want to say congratulations to all the students. You guys, this is a major accomplishment in your life. Congratulations. I also want to thank my fellow teachers, all the students and administrators. You make coming to work fun. It's a great time. So I'm going to make mine suspenseful. I'm not going to have the student come up yet. So, like Mr. Tolan talked, it's hard to pick a student from your class. You get relationships with all of them. So I thought long and hard, and I came across a great article, and it was characteristics of a great student. So I'm gonna tell you a couple of them here. Student asks questions. They hand work on time. They're involved, they're motivated, they solve problems, they're solid citizens, they have great support system at home, they're trustworthy, and they work hard. So, as Mark Twain once said, the dictionary is the only place where success comes before work. And I think that's 100% true. And this student is all about hard work. The student I chose, the word exemplifies all these traits and comes ready to work every day. I could not be more proud of her accomplishments through the 2 years with me. She checks all the characteristics of a great student. She continually improved and broke from her shell. She will be a very successful engineer someday, and I'll miss her and all of my 11th grade students next year. It's my pleasure to give my engineering award for 2021 to Michaela Kelly. What's that? There you go. Good job. Good job. Yeah, I'm going that way. I get up. So again, I'm a quote guy, and they all know I do a quote every morning. So I have another one to end with here. For all you guys, there's no elevator to success. You have to take the stairs. So next up is Ms. Vivalli from the P-Tech Health Science. You're going.
Good evening, everyone. So as many of you know, I kind of tend to fly by the seat of my pants on these things. I don't have anything up here to help me along the way. And along with that, I am also going to start off by presenting the Broome-Tioga Boces Teachers Association Award. So every year, the Teachers Association likes to talk about and have conversations about some of the amazing students we have in our building. And so I get the opportunity to be able to do that for that student this year. And so I'm going to start with that before I move on to my health studies student. So the student that we would like to present our BTA award to is not only a hard worker, someone who is always happy and always smiling, but they are motivated. They are an amazing problem solver, a great P-Tech ambassador, and a great Broome-Tioga Boces ambassador, as well as a fantastic person and a team player, and caring and kind and giving, because she just gave me a wonderful gift within the past couple of weeks, and I was not lucky enough to be her teacher all these years at Broome-Tioga Boces. So I would like to present our BTA award to Ellen. I just have to let you know too, I don't know, I've told Ellen this story a couple of times, but I'm also a Buckley in essence, so it's a good name. Okay, so my award goes to somebody who has, from the beginning, from the first time I met them, been an amazing student, an amazing person. Many of you know that one of the biggest things that I like to pay attention to in my classroom is building relationships and making sure that the students feel comfortable and that they are able to be who they are, and I am able to support them in their endeavors and whatever they choose to do. This person is not only giving 110% all the time, but they are also happy and excited to be there and always have a smile on their face. And so as this person is walking up, I would like to give a little advice from my perspective in hopes that she takes it with her for wherever she goes from here. I know that she'll be around for a few more years, but Sage Inglis, I would like to present you with the Health Studies Award this year. So my advice is, Sage, be kind and good to the people you meet on your way up. Allow your kindness and your compassion to guide you as you journey to greatness. Think big thoughts and be optimistic in whatever you're doing. On behalf of P-TECH, we're so proud of you. Congratulations. And I'm introducing Mr. John Procopio for our Math Award.
All right, this is where things get interesting, the gold standard award, math. This student I first had in 8th grade over the summer program, and we were doing a scavenger hunt using a calculator, and she was such a perfectionist. She needed to finish the entire thing, and I think maybe even stayed a little bit later after the summer program was over to make sure she finished it. And that was just the start of her in P-TECH. So Miss Cardy, Mr. Sager, and I took a long time to discuss this, and it wasn't long at all because it was pretty much unanimous. Trinity baskets. I gotta fill time somehow. Congratulations, Trinity. So I'd like to introduce Corley Graham for the Science Award.
Hello, welcome. I think we can all agree that this year has been a challenging year for parents, teachers, and students. When learning from home, our students are sharing spaces with siblings and other family members. Chromebooks, phones, video games, and TVs all compete for their attention. As you can imagine, this school year has been especially challenging for our fully remote learners. I'd like to give the Science Award to a student who did not let the distance keep her from excelling academically and also being a wonderful friend to her classmates. Please join me in congratulating Ayana Feggins-Wilkes.
Another round of applause for our award winners, please. So our next award that we've done differently over the years, and I'm excited how the format has come through the last few years. We treat it like a baton. So we have the award called the Shining Star. It is someone who just totally, in any aspect, represents P-TECH. When we say Shining Star, we talk about every teacher votes on this. Almost every year when we do it, it becomes a one-person race once we get to the point of making selection. And what we've done in the past is we've asked the previous winner to come up here and present it to this year's winner. So last year's Shining Star was Bailey Wood, and I would like Bailey to come up and present this year's Shining Star.
Good evening, friends, family, and fellow P-TECH students. My name is Bailey Wood, and I'm a graduating senior as a health studies student in P-TECH. It was my honor to receive the 2020 P-TECH Shining Star Award. It was wonderful to be recognized for the many years of hard work and dedication I have invested as a P-TECH student. It is my privilege to present the 2021 P-TECH Shining Star Award. I'm going to read just a few of the nominations this year's winner received. The P-TECH engineering teacher, Mr. Hamilton Jones, said this student deserves to be this year's Shining Star because he has a great growth mindset. He is willing to learn and is persistent in finding a solution when presented with a problem. He is able to connect life to learning, and he values the opportunity for education. He was a wonderful student in my class and visits regularly. He has shown me the work he is doing for his SUNY Broom classes, and it is outstanding. He has all the traits necessary for our Shining Star and has tremendous potential to be a highly successful engineer in the future. The P-TECH English 12 teacher, Mrs. Rathke, said, "Every day the student is awesome. He does his work, he helps others, he asks good questions, he never complains, and is always a positive presence in the classroom. He has never had a bad thing to say about anyone. And is thankful and pleasant. Bottom line, he is a rock star." The P-TECH math teacher, Mr. Sager, said, "I've never seen a kid work harder in my life when it comes to studying and working on homework outside of what is asked of them during class. The student has been in the makerspace with me almost every morning this school year. He is always working on whatever college courses he has assignments for. In addition to that work, he asks for extra practice problems to make sure he knows what he is doing. When he does not have schoolwork to do, he helps clean up the makerspace and helps organize the Lego robots because he needed something to do. He has had some life challenges in the years since starting P-TECH, and to continually see him with a positive attitude and a persistent work ethic is truly awesome. It is something I wish all of my students could have. I am very proud to present the 2021 P-TECH Shining Star Award to Cody Miller." Welcome.
want to say thank you to all of my teachers, my family and friends for supporting me for who I came to be today and pushing me outside my limits and my comfort zone every single day to strive to be who I can be at most.
Nothing like asking you at your graduation at the last second to make a speech without giving you a warning. So next, we would move into, we really just like giving out awards. It's pretty much what we do at this whole ceremony, I'm just noticing. We're going to move on to what we call our partner awards, and I'd like to invite up our Director of Instructional Programs, Mr. Tom McNair.
Thank you, Mr. Sheehan. So it's my privilege to get my glasses on to introduce our PTEC K-12 Partner Award this year. And the award goes to, and I'm going to ask him to come on up, is Dr. Larry Dake. Dr. Dake is currently serving as the Assistant Superintendent for Instruction and Budgeting at the Bampton City School District. Prior to that, he worked in Vestal as a teacher and curriculum coordinator and in Union Endicott as a principal and assistant superintendent. Originally from Walton, which is in Delaware County, he attended King's College in Wilkes-Barre, PA, and then Bampton University for graduate degrees in teaching and administration, eventually finishing his doctorate in 2014. Since 2017, he has been an adjunct professor in the Bampton University Education and Leadership Program. Dr. Dake has been involved with PTEC since 2016 and has worked closely with Boces to invest in the program's success. He lives in Endwell with his wife, Kelly, an elementary literacy teacher, and 3 children, 6, 9, and 11. I'm sure he's busy. The PTEC Selection Committee is recognizing Dr. Dake for his continued support of PTEC and especially securing funding and reimagining opportunities for our shared students. The Bampton City School District has the largest number of students in our program as well. And for these reasons and many, many more, we want to say thank you to the Bampton City School District and Dr. Larry Dake. Thank you. And now I'm going to give him his award.
Wow, thank you very much, Tom. Going back to my time at Union Endicott and now in Binghamton, it's been such a pleasure to support this program. I've essentially been behind the scenes, and I really want to thank the teachers and the support staff that are working directly with our students. And seeing the success of this program is truly tremendous. I do want to take about a 30-second sidebar if I can, because I realized something as Cody was talking. Shelby, Cody, Jameer, and Antonio, about 8 years ago, we were in the same room again together at your 5th grade moving up ceremony when I was your principal at George F. Johnson. So I feel very old. I was a principal at 10 years old. I feel very old, but also really inspired that here we are almost 8 years later to the day, probably, and we're in the same room again. And so to see all your success and the success of your classmates is truly inspiring. I just want to thank BOCES leadership, Mr. Bike, the Board of Education, your support staff and your teachers, and congratulations to our graduates and to all your future success. Thank you.
So Larry has worked very closely with us for many years, and our assistant superintendent here at Boces, Jim Mullins, who couldn't be here this evening, he has an amazing tie collection. And in retirement, one of Larry's wishes was to get some of Jim Mullins' ties. So a gift from us to you.
Wow. Thank you very much. That's incredible. Thank you.
Okay. Our second, our Higher Education Partner Award this year goes to Michelle Snyder, who couldn't be here. She has something recorded, which we're going to show you in a moment. Dr. Snyder is the Associate Vice President and Dean of STEM and Health Sciences at SUNY Broome. Prior to arrival at SUNY Broome, she worked in healthcare and she was a radiologic technologist in the MRI and CAT scan areas for 8 years. She was also a professor of biology and chemistry at another community college within the SUNY system for 13 years. During that time, she was the recipient of the SUNY Chancellor's Award of Excellence in Teaching. In 2015, she moved into administrative higher education position. She has been the author of numerous grants to advance STEM and community workforce development, created youth STEM outreach projects and equipment lending libraries, and contributed to strategies that have advanced regional talent pipelines. So that's exactly what we do, right, in P-TECH. She has a long history in higher education of working collaboratively with the community leaders to connect business and industry, college opportunities, resources that address STEM, workforce development, and local issues. So that's, again, the students, you all know that's, and the teachers, you know that's what we're about here in P-TECH, and we believe in this type of education. So Dr. Snyder has been a critical partner in our success. So with that, we're delighted to recognize Dr. Snyder for supporting the P-TECH program here at Broome-Tioga Boces. With Dr. Snyder's help, we have been able to add classes that we needed at SUNY Broome, expand pathways, and really help all of our students graduate and get to their desired destination. So round of applause for Dr. Michelle Snyder. So I think we're going to hear from her now.
Thank you so much for this award. I'm deeply humbled by it. For those of you who are graduating high school, stop by SUNY Broome, come and see me. You have so much at your feet in education. If you're graduating SUNY Broome, all the best to you and all the opportunities that you have available to you in the workforce. My best.
Another round of applause. She's really done a great job, just as Mr. Dake has done. Our last award that I'm going to be giving out this evening is our Business Partner Award, which goes to United Health Services. Over the past 12 months, the Southern Tier P-TECH has been able to build a strong bond with one of our largest healthcare providers. UHS has offered students internships, job shadows, many opportunities over the years since we started P-TECH, but during the pandemic year, they were able to hire 3 of our currently enrolled college students. They have plans to continue this practice and really build upon it and expand upon it. This is important for our students and our students' success. This translates to more health studies students working part-time per diem as they finish their degrees. So going to college, also working in the desired field. What a great idea, right? For this reason and many others, the P-TECH Awards Committee selected UHS as the P-TECH Business Partner Award winner this year. Unfortunately, Amy Stewart, who has been a catalyst at UHS for helping get some of these new initiatives going, was unable to be here this evening. But how about a round of applause for UHS and Amy Stewart? Thank you, and I'll ask Mr. Sheehan, right?
Convince this. Maybe that will stop the rattling that's been going on, but probably not. So at this next time, we're done with most of our awards. We'll warn you all of you, we only got like 2 more to do, but they're not now, they're later in the ceremony. We're going to move towards what we consider this more of the recognition of our seniors time. And what we'd like to do is start with a keynote speaker. And it's actually a great honor to introduce our keynote speaker. He's already standing up. He has no clue I'm going to talk for like 3 minutes to get him here. No, you can start coming up, Brock. I'm joking. Brock McWhirter, field engineer for, well, make sure I don't, Slavic and Company. Brock was raised in Harpersville in New York. He was a graduate in the first ever cohort of the Southern Tier P-Tech program. He has always had an interest for creating, building, and designing. As a child, he put his Legos to good use in his Tonka trucks for that. His passion stayed the same. Today, he's enjoyable design of managed projects that cost tens of millions of dollars. His career had started early in 10th grade as he began at Delta Engineering, Architects, and Surveys. Brock was an intern for 2 years while in high school and college. And in 2018, he was hired on a full-time after obtaining his associate's degree in civil engineering from SUNY Broome. Over the next 3 years, he learned his core principles of engineering and construction hands-on. He went on to grow in the field. In March of 2021, Brock took a new opportunity as a field engineer at Slavic and Company, where he puts his previous experience to the test. So I'm just going to say this in advance. Brock showed me a picture of his speech. Most of us would, like, I've seen cocktail napkins with more of a clear thought, but he says he's got it down to a science. It's like a web of information. I'm honored to do this because he was, like he said, the first cohort. I've known Brock for a long time. We at one point considered him the mayor of Boces because he was shaking more hands than any of us. He was at times wearing suits when people were in polos. So not a surprise he's here in a suit. Brock McWhirter.
This feels kind of like deja vu. It was only 2 years ago that I was in your guys' position, sitting right where you are. First off, I want to thank all of you for giving me this opportunity to be able to talk to you for just a few short minutes. This is really awesome. No doubt you guys have worked hard for this. Many long nights, I'm sure, long days, many challenges, but every single one of you, you got through it. It's truly awesome. When I was in your seat, the keynote speaker said something that I disagreed with. He said, well, this is just the start for you guys. And I was like, what do you mean this is just the start? At that time, I was 18. It's like the start for me was 18 years, 9 months ago when I was in the womb. And now is not the start. But I've come to realize he was absolutely correct. Where you guys are right now, this is just the start for you, truly because it's the start of your adulthood. You guys have achieved something awesome, and you're moving on to something even better. I wanted to talk to you about two particular points that have been crucial for me and I think will benefit you guys. It's the need to be persistent. Mr. Sheen alluded to grit. Being persistent has to do with grit, and also being passionate about what you do. So starting with persistence, we know what it is. It means to endure over a prolonged period of time. Well, you guys have done that. High school, it's a prolonged period of time. College, a prolonged period of time, and you guys worked hard at it. You endured through it. Another definition of it is to continue despite difficulty and opposition. Well, like I said, you guys probably had many challenges, late assignments, maybe even failed assignments, maybe personality differences, but you guys are here. You endured. You guys pressed through. You continued. Persistent people, they get what they want because they're willing to work hard for it. And I have no doubt that that has to be the case for every single one of you guys. You are persistent because you wanted this achievement. You wanted this very badly, so you worked hard for it. I'll tell you about a conversation I just had recently with a friend of mine and an executive of a large company. Maybe you've heard of something called the Millennial Complex. We're not millennials, we're younger than millennials, but it's a view that the generation above us has that sometimes we are entitled about things, that we think that we deserve them without working hard about it. And this conversation went on for a little bit. We were talking about hiring people, and he said, you know, Brock, we're having a hard time hiring qualified candidates. And I said to him, how is that even possible, right? We have two of the largest colleges ever who are just pumping out qualified students all over the place who are ready to be employed here. And he said, well, he goes, there's two things. Number one, people don't want to stay in our area for some reason. And the other thing is that they want to earn $100,000 a year right off the bat. They're entitled. I said to him, no, they're not entitled. They're just impatient. And if I know anything about myself, and maybe about you guys, it's that I'm not patient. I too had that mentality that starting off right away, I was going to make a lot of money, do some incredible things right away. And you will do incredible things right away, but you have to be willing to say yes. And that's the point I want to make to you. Be persistent. Keep working hard. Even if it's something that maybe is difficult for you, if it's a challenge, if it's something that maybe you don't want to do, say yes anyway. Don't say no. And that's a goal that I've set for myself, that no matter what I'm asked, I say yes. Don't say no. Earn it the way you did this degree. You guys have earned many great things, many great achievements, and this is one of them. But that earning of those achievements doesn't stop now. One of my favorite quotes, like Mr. Hamilton Jones, I'm a big quote guy. It's actually from my favorite song. It's called Vienna by Billy Joel. It goes, slow down, you crazy child. You're so ambitious for a juvenile, but then if you're so smart, tell me why are you still so afraid? There's going to be things that you're fearful of, that maybe you don't want to do because you're scared. Say yes anyway. Be persistent. Go after it. And you guys are going to do that and achieve many incredible things. It's easy to achieve those things, though, when you're passionate. The second thing I told you I wanted to talk to you about, passion. When we think of passion, what comes to my mind are people like Vincent Van Gogh or artists who create incredible things. For Vincent Van Gogh, I'm sure waking up in the morning, he didn't say, oh, I got to go and paint. I'm sure that wasn't the case. He loved it. He woke up even on Mondays, he woke up on a Monday, happy, ready to work hard, ready to do what he loves every minute of it. And that's what I encourage you to do. Find that passion. I truly believe that every single one of us are born with something that makes us happy to do, that we're passionate about. Born with it. I think we truly know that from birth. The importance is following through with that. Passion is not our position. I might be an engineer, but my passion is not to build buildings. It's to construct places where people come together, schools where people learn together, where they have interactions, where they have impact on people. That's my passion. I love that. It's more than just the engineering behind it. Teachers are some of the most passionate people you will ever meet in your life. I have no doubt that every single one of you in this room, even you parents, have a teacher that you have in mind from school who had a profound impact on you. They had a profound impact. You could think of something that they did, that they said, that resonates with you and will resonate with you forever. Teachers are incredibly passionate. Feed off of that. That's something that you guys will have forever. Maybe it was a P-Tech teacher. I sure hope it was. When I think of my passion, I have a very clear vision of my passion. I almost liken it to a Pinterest board. Some of you probably think that's girly. I love Pinterest. I resonate every single thing, all of my goals, everything to a Pinterest board, just because each one of those are like a picture. They help me picture things. I don't know, they help me see my goals in reality and eventually come true. One of my goals ever since I was little, and I shared this with Mr. Sheehan, was to have my own office. Not just to have my own office, but to have my own office building. Well, if I said no to the first job I had, which only provided me with a cubicle, I looked at that like an office. I wouldn't have the office I have today. And if I said no to the opportunity now that provides me with an office, maybe in the future I wouldn't have an office building. Well, that's my goal. That's my Pinterest board in my head. I was recently having a conversation with some of my friends. We were all out to lunch. And we were kind of just talking about this. I was talking about the fact that I was going to give you guys this talk. And we were talking about passion. I have friends who they're all across the board as far as what they do. Some are baristas, some are other engineers. And it stood out to me that my friends who clearly knew what their passion was, they were the happiest. They woke up every day, no matter what they were doing that day. As long as they were following that passion, they were happy through every single move that they made. So that's what I want to leave with you guys. Please continue to follow your passion. It's going to require persistence. It's going to require grit, hard work, all of those things. Don't say no, say yes. In the words of Dory, just keep swimming, just keep walking, driving, flying. Maybe you're going to create a method to teleport. As long as you're passionate, and as long as you're persistent, you'll get there and you'll reach your goals. Congratulations to every one of you. Thank you again for this opportunity. I really appreciate it.
I just want to clearly, I don't know if the camera can really get a good view of that, but that is his notes for this speech. So, like I said, good cocktail napkin. So now we're to the part that everyone likes to enjoy, which is getting some people up here, walking across the stage and handing them some certificates and handing them some other items. Before I invite people up here for the certificates, I do want to explain one thing, because there has been some confusion in the past, and like always, we've confusion this year on it. You're going to receive a pin if you're a senior graduating today. That pin is for you to give to someone who you wouldn't have made it here without. You don't have to give it to someone who's in the room. You can give it to anyone you want. But in theory, if I was like walking the street and saw someone with a P-Tech pin on, I know that they somehow helped one of our students make it to graduation. So you're gonna get a pin, you're gonna get a certificate, you're gonna come up on this side, you'll be greeted by our school board president, Ms. Sandy Rufo, and then I will hand you a pin and we will move forward from there. But at this time, I'd like to invite up Mr. Andy Harden to read the names and give you a little message, and our school board president, Ms. Sandy Rufo, to hand out the certificates.
Good evening, everybody. As Mr. Sheehan said, my name is Andy Harden, and I have the incredible job of being the school counselor for P-Tech. Everyone's kind of alluded to it. This has been a really insane school year. We are coming to this is my second year as the counselor in P-Tech, but this is actually this month marks the 21st year of myself working with young people in the community. And in those over 20 years, I've seen many significant events that have made huge impacts on our local community, our country, and our world. It's been hard to predict day to day what the 2020-2021 school year would bring us. The ups and downs of this year have been pretty wild. Every one of you has had to endure, had to persevere, had to overcome many unexpected obstacles throughout this last year, and who knows what the rest of this year of 2021 will bring us. What I do know is all of you did it, and I couldn't be more proud of all of you. All of you have jumped over the hurdles that were placed in your path this year. I know you were required to adapt to changes that led to anxiety, stress, fatigue, but that is what makes this class of P-Tech graduates all the more worthy of celebration. You've made it through this crazy year, and that in and of itself is worth celebrating. Though it's not just this year, today we recognize the culmination of many years of your hard work and dedication. I hope each of you is so proud of yourselves for reaching this milestone. I know the P-Tech staff is immensely proud of all of you and are thrilled to be here in a room together in person tonight to celebrate your accomplishments with your friends, family, and loved ones, both in this gym and online. I do want to recognize that some of our graduates have not been able to grace us with their physical presence tonight, but hopefully they are home and their families are at home watching us online, and we celebrate with you all at home as well. So I am going to read some names of students that are not here with us tonight, but please clap and celebrate with them because they probably are watching or their family is watching, and we want to know that they are being celebrated here tonight with us. So ladies and gentlemen, the P-Tech class of 2021. Chantel Ash, Binghamton, Health Studies. Jillian Babcock, Maine Endwell, Civil Engineering Technology. Jess Bridges, Maine Endwell, Health Studies. Colby Brink, Binghamton, Health Studies. Ellen Buckley, Shenango Valley, Civil Engineering Technology. Adam Cook, Whitney Point, Mechanical Engineering Technology. Chris Cruz, Maine Endwell, Mechanical Engineering Technology. Matt Dunbar, Maine Endwell, Computer Technology. Haley Fahey, Windsor, Health Studies. Shelby Garnieri, Union Endicott, Health Studies. Andrew Hudak, Shenango Valley, Mechanical Engineering Technology. Jackson Caney, Vestal, Health Studies. Adam Kaczynski, Binghamton, Computer Technology. Our 2021 Shining Star, Cody Miller, Union Endicott, Mechanical Engineering Technology. Ahmed Malazam, Binghamton, Computer Technology. Antonio Morales, Union Endicott, Health Studies. Nicholas Olson, Maine Enwell, Computer Technology. Caleb Reifenberry, Binghamton, Civil Engineering Technology. Jameel Robinson, Union Endicott, Health Studies. Max Seaman, Binghamton, Mechanical Engineering Technology. Kendall Smith, Union Endicott, Computer Technology. Trishelle Turbos, Binghamton, Health Studies. Egypt Vanoy, Union Endicott, Health Studies. Bailey Wood, Maine Enwell, Health Studies. Our last P-Tech High School graduate of the evening, last but certainly not least, James Wood, Susquehanna Valley, Civil Engineering Technology. Let's give one more big round of applause for our class of 2021.
Like all things in P-Tech, we make it really complicated. So we just did our high school seniors graduating from high school, and now we'd like to kind of transition to the next part where we start recognizing our college graduates. So the first thing we'd like to do in recognizing our college graduates is recognize our valedictorian. Our valedictorian is calculated in one simple concept. Which college graduate has the highest GPA with their college transcript? Our college graduate, Amira Malazam, is not able to be here tonight, but she did send us a video, so we're going to let her talk to us virtually because we've learned how to do that this year. That's one of the things we did figure out, how to bring videos into presentations. So I'm going to turn it over to Amira.
Evening, administrators, alumni, faculty members, family, friends, P-Tech high school graduates, and my fellow SUNY Broome graduates. I hope you guys are doing very well in this wonderful evening, and I'd like to express my extreme gratitude for being the 2021 P-Tech Valedictorian. We are here today to celebrate our accomplishments and our success on graduating from either college and or high school. First off, I'd like to thank our P-Tech staff and administration on behalf of all the graduates. I have a quote by Michael Jackson that states, "The greatest education in the world is watching the masters at work," meaning that we get our education and our knowledge from our teachers, so they pass it down to us, and it truly is a blessing from our educators in our program. Really, thank you guys so much. We always underestimate the power of our education, and it truly pushes us ahead in life. The PTAC program has offered us opportunities such as hands-on learning and also internships. We've interned at places such as BAE, Lockheed Martin, and even United Health Services. Truly, PTAC is a big blessing. Secondly, I'd like to give a huge thanks to our families. Our families are our backbones, and they'll always stick with us and support and defend us, just like our white blood cells defend us against pathogens. Through the years of experiencing ups and downs, especially in this past school year with a pandemic, it's truly a blessing to know that there's people there for us, not only within our personal families, but our PTAC family. Our PTAC family is large. We have like 5 classes of PTAC, and it's truly amazing to be a part of a great program. I'd like to give a big shout out to my mother, Patricia Joy. She's sitting in the crowd right now. Mom, I love you and miss you so much. Thank you for raising me correctly and instilling in me the right things. And truly, you are my backbone in my life. I love you so much, Mom. Again, I'd like to shout out my husband, Rami. He truly pushes me to do my best. He tells me, your education comes first. Don't worry about anything else but your education. That's something that's going to push you forward. And it truly inspires me. During the end of my senior year and during my college years, I actually lacked a few things. I lacked time management and I've lacked organization skills. I wasn't using an agenda and I was prioritizing my work over my school, which was really bad. But then when I seen my GPA drop to a 2.0 last spring, I woke up, my eyes opened, and I knew that I needed to be a 3.0 in order to get good grades to become in the medical school. So what I did was I persevered, I pushed through, I ended up getting an agenda, I did that. Even at work, when I was in the United States, I actually told them, can you give me time off so that I can get my work? Because I'm a perfectionist, I like to get everything done quickly and efficiently. So I actually gained those skills and I achieved my goal to get a 3.0. Just remember, success isn't just based on education, it's based on any initiative or any effort that you decide to put forward to attain something. So anything that you put your head to do something, that's a goal, and when you reach it, you're successful at it. Am I right? So that's what success is. Another quote I have by Michael Jackson that inspires me to keep going is, no matter what, no star is too far to reach, and you never give up. Meaning that you keep doing things in your own way. You keep trying. Don't let anybody push you back. You can do it. I'd like to give a little shout out to my little brother, Ahmed, aka AJ, in the crowd. AJ, I'm so proud of you for graduating. Congratulations. And I wish I could have been there to celebrate with everybody. Lastly, I have some words for my fellow SUNY Broome graduates. We did it. All the sweat, tears, and pain it took for us to get through both high school and college, we made it. We shall take every single memory and experience and hold it with us to tell our own story. We've had one of the greatest opportunities by being part of one of the best programs in the Southern Tier. I truly, from the bottom of my heart, congratulate every single one of you for holding on to your faith and completing your degrees, whether it be high school or college, especially through the length and difficulties we've all had within the past year. Some of you may decide to jump into the workforce, or some of you may plan on furthering your education, and some of you may decide this is it. No matter what you decide to do, I and the staff of PTAC wish you all the best in any endeavor you decide to take in. Congratulations, class of 2021. We did it.
So I wanted to say, she left out a few key points there. One, she was coming to us from Egypt, which is nice making that happen for us. But two, she recently just got accepted to pre-med at Binghamton University on top of it. And I would say what's interesting is I think she was in all 3 different pathways of PTech through her time and still managed to graduate with the highest GPA and on time from SUNY Broome. So an impressive, again, a round of applause for Amira. So now we would like to bring up, it says Andy Harden, but I promise you it's not going to be Andy Harden. We'd like to bring up Dr. Penelope Harper to present the Zena Plesko Awards.
Thank you. I have the privilege of awarding 2 of our PTech SUNY Broome students with the Zena Plesko Memorial Scholarship. This is a scholarship that was donated by and in memory of Zena Plesko. Zena was a philanthropist who believed strongly in lifelong education, and students from several of our Boces programs get chosen to receive this award. It provides some funds to be used to help further your education and help provide for any educational needs that the student chooses. We've got 2, and I'm going to ask you to come up both sort of at the same time, and yes. So the first is Mariah Kirshner. So Mariah, come on up, and then the second one is going to be Mac McGarkle, who's going to follow her right up. So Mariah, come up first. I just wanted to get them both, you know, we didn't have a long wait. Mariah. And Mac McGarkle, come on up. Congratulations.
So as we continue on our journey of P-TECH recognition at night here, our last group to recognize is our graduating SUNY Broome students. So we started a small tradition 2 years ago, because we've only had 2 years of this happening. Brock alluded to he was in the first cohort, of giving our graduates a book every year. And honestly, I select the book, and I don't read anything that often because I have 2 little kids, so I just read books at night to them. And I find myself always this time of year thinking how you can relate these books to students. So I have to forewarn all of you, I'm going to put you through like about 5 minutes of me reading the book to you, and then we're going to invite up our graduates. But I feel you have to understand what we're talking about to get the book concept. So the book is, What Do You Do with an Idea? So foreshadowing, the idea was joining P-TECH for you guys. One day I had an idea. Where did it come from? Why is it here? I wondered. What do you do with an idea? At first, I didn't think much of it. It seemed kind of strange and fragile. I didn't know what to do with it, so I just walked away from it. I acted like it didn't belong to me. But it followed me. I worried what others would think. What would people say about my idea? I kept it to myself. I hid it away and didn't talk about it. I tried to act like everything was the same as it was before my idea showed up. But there was something magical about my idea. I had to admit, I felt better and happier when it was around. It wanted food, it wanted to play. Actually, it wanted a lot of attention. It grew bigger, and we became friends. I showed it to other people, even though I was afraid of what they would say. I was afraid that people saw it, they would laugh at it. I was afraid that they would think it was silly, and many of them did. They said it was no good. They said it was too weird. They said it was a waste of time, and that would never become anything. And at first, I believed them. I actually thought about giving up on my idea. I almost listened to them. But then I realized, what do they really know? This is my idea, I thought. No one knows it like I do, and it's okay if it's different and weird, maybe a little crazy. I decided to protect it, to care for it. I fed it good food, I worked with it, I played with it, but most of all, I gave it my attention. My idea grew, and soon did my love for it. I built a new house, one with an open roof, where it could look up at the stars, a place where it could be safe to dream. I liked being with my idea. It made me feel more alive, like I could do anything. It encouraged me to think big, and then to think bigger. It shared its secrets with me. It showed me how to walk on my hands, because it said, it is good to have the ability to see things differently. I couldn't imagine my life without it. Then one day, an amazing thing happened. My idea changed right before my very eyes. It spread its wings, took flight, and burst into the sky. I don't know how to describe it, but it went from being here to being everywhere. It just is a part of me anymore. It is now a part of everything. And then I realized what to do with an idea. You change the world. I read this book, and I tell you that every graduate will get a copy from us and a personal message inside of it. Because when you think about P-TECH and you think about where you're going to have times and ideas as you graduate from us and leave us after 6 years. Think about this. and think about your journey through P-TECH at times when you had to think what to do. So with that, I will invite Mr. Harden back up to read our graduates from SUNY Broome this year.
Thank you, Mr. Sheehan, and I realized I forgot to take my mask off last time. I apologize if I was hard to hear. So like Mr. Sheehan said, P-TECH is a long journey. We're talking about 6 years, and so this journey starts in 8th grade for you guys. You decide, you get an idea that P-TECH might be a cool thing, and you might have some times that it might not seem like the greatest idea, but it sticks with you. And to get to the end of this is such a huge accomplishment. And these 5 students that I'm going to read, we celebrate and we recognize all that hard work and all those years and dedication that it took to get here today. We're so proud of you, and P-TECH is really grateful that you just decided to stick it out in this idea. You know, we're gonna stick with you. So, no further ado, first student Shazaria Beaver, Binghamton, Health Studies AAS. Gerlincia Joseph, Binghamton, Health Studies AAS. Mac McGargle, Johnson City, Computer Technology, AAS. Amira Malazam, Binghamton, Health Studies, AAS. And again, but last but certainly not least, Justin Vaughn, Windsor, Civil Engineering Technology, AAS.
At this time, it is my honor and privilege to invite Mr. Alan Bike, our district superintendent, up for closing remarks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sheehan. I had a note to myself that I'm going to make sure I follow, and that is never speak after Brock at a public event. You did an outstanding job, Brock. Thank you for doing that. I just have a couple of things I want to leave you with tonight. First of all, P-TECH, as you can tell, is one of our premier programs, and one that we have been showcasing, and one that we continue to want to focus and support as we go forward. And our program has continued to grow over the years. And when there are 37 Boces in New York State, and when I talk to my colleagues about the growth in our P-TECH program, they don't understand it. They don't understand how that could be happening in this economy. And the reason it's happening is because of all the things you heard tonight. First of all, the partnership with SUNY Broome could not be better. They are outstanding partners. Our businesses in this community have been extremely supportive. And that's another reason why this works. We have support that's unique, and it's something that we don't take for granted. So when my other colleagues say, hey, how do you do this? We want to be as good as you. I just say, look, why don't you just get over it and give up and just know that Broome-Tioga Boces P-TECH program is the best in New York State. There were numerous things that the students and the staff were able to accomplish this year, and in spite of all of the obstacles. There was a coding event for pre-K students, partner projects with Delta Engineering, participated in the first ever UHS Health Marathon, participated in the first ever virtual Teen Traffic Safety Day, participated in the first ever New York State Engineering Challenge, and quite frankly did quite well in that challenge. So these are things that were able to be done. And the only other thing that I want to do tonight is take an opportunity to personally thank the staff. These people have put up with my emails, with my phone messages, with the changing rules that I've invoked on them, and they continue to come back and give their all every day. Thank you. So thank you all for being here tonight, and enjoy the rest of your evening, and congratulations to all the students. Thank you.